Welcome back, everyone. I'm Paco.
And I'm Deb. And this is the Real Twin Flame Talk,
Where we get real about love and connection.
Welcome to another episode of the Real Twin Flame Talks with Paco and Déborah. Today's episode, the journey to marriage, and we are going to take you through the engagement process, how it was for us to get engaged, how we did come to this conclusion that the next step for us was to get engaged and afterwards getting married. So I know that this is something that especially a lot of women, when they are in committed relationships, starts to ask themselves, like, I've been 5, 6, 7 years with this guy, or 3. And it's like, when is he gonna pop the question? And we see a lot of this in movies, like the woman pressuring or nagging the guy to finally get them to be on one knee and asking the question. Was it like that for you, Paco? Did I nag you to get engaged? How was your experience as a guy?
To be honest, I was afraid of that because I know women who do it like you explained, and you did not do that. And I think you did not do it because you knew when you would pressure, you would not just pressure myself, but you would pressure yourself. As we learn in the twin flame connection, everything is connected. We are connected with each other. So to be honest, it felt very supportive in truth what you did. You were not hiding that you still want to marry, and this is for you something very natural to be married with your one true love, with your twin flame.
You know, something that we don't say is that women dream about this, or most of us dream about this since as long as we can remember. So it's kind of like a huge thing for us.
Yeah, I sense that too. But what was really helpful for me was that even you did not hide the fact that you would like to marry me, because you know I am your twin flame, you feel that with all your heart. You did not were nasty about it, or you did not were nagging me about it. You just always were clear in a very loving way. You also explained it to me why you feel this is the most natural thing, being married to your twin flame, to your one true love, which helped me to go to these places where I feel uncomfortable being so committed to a woman.
Well, that's an interesting point that you touch upon, because I feel like this is where a lot of couples get tripped up with. Is the woman is ready to be super committed in a relationship, and they see or believe or feel that their man doesn't. And of course, this is a little different when it's twin flames, because you're making the same core choice as one. So when you as the divine feminine have that very deeply rooted knowing that for you commitment is like doesn't come in question, then like, of course, your twin flame is choosing the same with you. They are choosing to be in that committed relationship. But how they come to that place where they feel ready to ask the question, like you're saying, for a guy might be a completely different like journey all onto itself, like working through this stuff of, oh, I'm gonna be like committed to just this one person.
That's exactly it. And like we see often in twin flame relationships, with our clients or with our friends in the Twin Flames Universe community, and even in our twin flame relationship, you're always on the same page with the twin flame, but there are areas in each life where the other twin flame is more mature. And this was the case in this. You were just more mature with the fact that you would like to marry your twin flame, you would like to marry your one true love. You were healing through all the feelings in these movies you were watching, for example, even before you found the mirror exercise, which helped us to heal the blocks to our twin flame union. And that is why you speaking about it, not nagging, not complaining. You not once you complained. Really, it was really helpful. You were also not kind of throwing it on my head. You were just talking about it, and you were expressing the desire you have in your heart, and that helped me to go to these places, to find out why does not feel good to me, or why I never thought about it even. Why I always thought that is nothing for me. Where does this? Where did these thoughts come from? That marrying is something old, something we don't need anymore. Because the truth is, being married with your twin flame is so cool, and even the process for me to find this place in my heart where I really would like to ask you if you would like to marry me was so beautiful, because with every step and everything I made, I just felt closer to you. And like the biggest fear for men is that they lose their freedom. I felt even more free.
Oh, that's an interesting, almost like you would say counterintuitive, and I love using this word in the twin flame journey because the journey itself goes against everything that we may predict can happen in a relationship, because it goes by very different rules. And I just had like, when you started talking about how it felt to you, and for me it was something like, it was a given for me at some point that we would go through getting engaged and thereafter just getting married. But just for everyone out there listening to us right now, what would have happened if I was really like pushing it on you? If I was like chasing after you to, oh, commit to me, Paco, let's get engaged, let's get engaged. When are you gonna pop the question? Pop the question, pop the question. Oh my God, your face right now.
Yeah, what would have happened? I would not have leave you because I love you, and I would have worked through everything that is in our relationship, but it would have feel very uncomfortable for me. I even would have felt like more like a doormat that has to do what you want, and I would just have asked you because you want, and it would have created something not loving in our relationship. I would have done it at some point that you just stop nagging.
Just sort of obligation. It's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
I will just get her, like, I will propose to her so that she shuts up.
Exactly.
Oh, God, that's nice.
This, to be honest, I didn't want that.
Okay.
Because I would like to have an honest relationship with my one true love, the person I would like to spend my whole life, even eternity. And I wanted not to base it on something fake, because then I would have faked it. I would have just said, yeah, would you like to marry me? But in truth, I'm not yet ready for it.
Yeah, and I would have picked it up because, of course, like, I'm your twin flame. You cannot really hide that shit from me. So, like, I would have, something would have felt off, and at the end, I wouldn't have gotten what I truly wanted either. So, yeah, it was cool. I just kept my cool. I know I want this. Take your time. Heal through whatever you need to heal through. I know you're going to ask me to, like, you're going to propose when you propose. And I just kept on going with my life.
That was very helpful, to be honest, because even speaking about it, and when we went for a walk, we always stopped at the grocery, at the
jewelry store.
We always stopped at the jewelry store, and we watched wedding rings, and even I watched wedding rings because it felt so good for me. But I always realized there is still something I have to move through. And so our life gave us the perfect path that I can work through all the fears I have with it. Me working through all the things a marriage can bring with, all the negative stuff mostly, because I never knew a couple that was happily married, to be honest. It never looked like that, to be honest. So
and even in our culture, like, marriage is a lot of the times taken as something like that it's made fun of, or even criticized, like it's the worst thing that can happen. You're getting married, but yeah, when you're married someone that is not your twin flame, it can feel like that.
Exactly, and this, I was honest to myself. I don't want that bullshit. I don't want that. I don't want to be together with someone. I'm really nasty with the years. We just stayed together because...
that you grow resentful.
Yeah, I don't want to be together with someone that is resentful. And even I know you're my twin flame, and we can heal through everything with our inner healing work.
Yeah, you can still build resentment with your twin flame anyway.
When you don't work through what is in front of you, yes. Mm-hmm. But I did not want to have such a marriage. So before I was even able to engage to you, I needed to get clear in my heart.
What kind of marriage do you want?
Yeah,
and cool.
I did not want it to start it with something not true. So I wanted to really, from my deep down in my heart to ask you because I love you. And this is exactly what we were able to manifest. Because you were persistent, but you were not complaining or nagging.
Yeah.
That is a big difference. How did you do that?
I just trusted that because of our connection and how we feel about each other, then you will eventually come to that place anyway. So there was no reason for me to push anything or press on anything. If I had a desire, that meant that you had a desire. You just maybe needed to move through a couple more layers that were preventing you from coming to that realization in your heart that you actually, like you said, you wanted this marriage and you wanted to base it on something honest, not through force, not through control, not through nagging or pleasing me, but because you honestly wanted to have that next level of commitment in a relationship. And okay, well, take your time. I don't care. We are already eternally married anyway, so it's just about time that, like, it's just a matter of time until you come to that realization that you just wanted to pop the question. And that made it easy for me to leave you as much room as you needed, which is exactly what you as a divine masculine basically enjoy, I think. Or even I would go as far as saying that that's kind of like what divine masculine desires from their partner, is that they have enough trust in them to give them the space they need to go about exploring what they need to explore and get to their conclusions. And then you kind of like, you go into the world and you do your thing, and then you come back home to your woman and you share with her, like, look, honey, look what I found. Oh, I want this. And that's exactly how you found that space of wanting to commit to me or like get engaged. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and explore. Oh, I have all these thoughts, I have all these beliefs, I have all these blogs. Okay, work through them. We either did that together, or in our coaching sessions, we have an ascension coach that helps us move through our challenges as a couple, of course. And then you came back and was like, look, honey, I'm ready. Okay. Let's take the next step. Now you have to go buy a ring. And I am very interested in asking how that process was for you.
And getting a ring. Yeah, we were often already in grocery stores and looking.
Jewelry store.
We were often in jewelry stores and looking at rings. And then I needed to go by myself because I wanted to surprise me, or better said, God said I should surprise you. And I said, okay, let's surprise her. And then I had to work through my fears. I did not want to overspend money, but I did not want to buy something cheap. So I really needed to get clear, and I decided you having, even it's a small one, but you have a diamond.
Oh yeah, that was a fix. I was like, I don't need diamonds. I just want you to have a diamond.
I just wanted you to have a real diamond, not something fake, but a real diamond. Even I can at this point just afford maybe a small one, but that was very important for me. So I just went there, felt my feelings, and being worth of it. To be honest, as a trans man, to be worthy of it, to marry a woman who knows she's a woman and she's kind of standing in her life. And so I needed to work through a lot of worthiness, that I am a trans man and I am worthy of such a wonderful thing, being married to my twin flame. And then I went there and I bought the ring, and then I gave my very, very best to hide it from you so that you have a wonderful surprise.
To everyone listening, hiding things from your twin flame can be quite a challenge because, again, you're sharing one consciousness, so that's kind of like floating somewhere in the air.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
kind of pick it up. But Paco did a very good job. He was very good at convincing me that he hadn't found anything yet.
That I don't want her to pressure me.
Yeah, he did a good job. I think you hid it like for a month or so. You had like, because you even knew exactly when you wanted to pop the question, you had like everything planned in your mind, in a sense. And for everyone who's not like familiar with the story, he was planning making this trip to Vienna because of my 40th birthday. And then you found that this was probably the most amazing time that you could pick to ask the question.
Yeah, but what best gift you can give your woman for her 30th birthday?
And so he was like, we were planning the trip, and that also took us a while. Like we've been talking about it for years, and then we finally had the money to do it, and we found this very nice, like excuse, so to speak, that we could do it. And it was about October or so, and we were narrowing down on the train tickets or something like that, I remember. And I don't know why, of course, we kept talking about the engagement, and you were like, don't pressure me, don't pressure me. Like, I haven't decided yet. Meanwhile, he already had the ring. He was just hiding it very well from me. So yeah, you're a hell of an actor. Kudos.
Yeah, felt good to hide it from you because I wanted to surprise you. Because I felt it's part of the engagement that the woman gets surprised.
Yeah, that's true. You are also frequently kind of like, but not super frequently that it would be very obvious, but like frequent enough that you would get an idea for what to aim for, or like what would you like the environment to be. And you realize that I love, like, I'm a corny kind of woman. I'm a cheesy girl. I like the traditional kind of like
Yes.
engagement thing, and so being public question in a way that it's completely unexpected to me was like the surprise factor was a thing for me. So yeah.
Exactly. So I felt the surprise factor is something very important. And as I know, I'm not that good in lying. I need to really surrender to God, and He shows me the way. And so He showed me it would be nice on her birthday, because kinda you don't expect to get asked if you would like to marry on your birthday. And there was this wonderful light show at night, and it was like God made it for her engagement, for our engagement.
Yeah, it was completely
really
unexpected
beautiful.
in truth. The idea was that we would go to Vienna and visit this palace that we were talking about for pretty much ever since I came here and moved in with you. And then, of course, it was already getting close to winter, so it was really cold. We went for a walk. There was a Christmas market, something that I also enjoyed a lot. That's kind of like a very special meaning to me, because the first one I also visited on my birthday when I was in Germany a couple of years ago. And okay, we visit the Christmas market, we visit the palace, and then we call it a day. It's a very nice day trip. And we were just making a stop at this coffee shop after visiting, I think after visiting the palace. And I was like, okay, it was just a piece of cake, cup of coffee, with my twin flame. That was also something that I was dreaming about for quite some time, even though we had many cakes and many cups of coffees over the years. And that was pretty much it. Then it was kind of like just walking through the Christmas market at night, because of course it's when it looks the nicest. And for me that was like, okay, we can call it a day. And we just drive with the train back, and that's it. And we went outside this coffee shop and we realized there was this light fest. That was completely, for me it was completely unexpected. For you too, you kind of like didn't pick it in Google or anything.
Yeah, I think we read something about it before already.
You did? I didn't remember reading about it.
Me, yeah.
So somebody kept it in their consciousness very close, like very tight. So yeah, it took us a little bit of inner work to receive it too, because we were a little concerned about paying extra money, like on top of the budget we already had for this. Whether we go to the light first or not, I was like, yeah, it's just like, let's go. And I feel like you were kind of like, you were kind of like holding space for me to feel comfortable paying that money, because in truth for you that was perfect. You couldn't have asked for a better scenario.
Yes.
So yeah, we were just walking through the installations and enjoying, and we happened to find, I feel like you should be telling this part.
And then there is the perfect spot. There is a heart, and this is all red, and it is so romantic. And you can sit there, and there was a woman, and I asked her if she can make a picture of us. And then we just sat there, and I asked her if she would like to marry me. And the woman was so cool, and even made a
little video.
So it was perfect. I could not have planned it more perfect.
Yeah, that's
It was
true.
such a nice space.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was like truly. I was not expecting a hard thing that you could sit on and take pictures. And for someone, maybe it would be like the obvious thing, but for me, it was like, no.
Yeah, it was very
But it
beautiful.
was very cool. Yeah, so
Yeah, so that was our journey to
getting engaged.
Getting engaged.
Which was our first step to afterwards getting married shortly after. But we will share that with you on the next episode of this podcast.
And that's our time for today. Remember to keep that flame alive. Join us next time on The Real Twin Flame Talk.